Hi everyone, welcome to Rebellion. You're with Robbie and Rich and Tim.
Hello.
Hi.
And we are celebrating Sniper Elite's 10th birthday. We're going to be answering some of your questions. We're going to be playing Sniper Elite 1 and we're going to be giving away some prizes. But first we got a very short message from Jason for you guys to see.
Hi everybody, my name's Jason Kingsley. I'm the CEO of Rebellion. Along with my brother Chris, we founded Rebellion 23 years ago. We're very excited to announce a month's worth of celebrations of all things Sniper Elite because it's Sniper Elite's 10th birthday. As we were doing the research for this announcement, we noticed that by coincidence we'd sold just over 10 million copies of Sniper Elite related games. I'd like to thank everybody involved in that, both behind the screen and in front of the screen, so that's all the technical people, but as importantly, all those people that have played the game, whether you bought one or whether you bought all of our Sniper Elite products. Thank you very much for helping support indie development in the UK. It's been a pleasure to deliver great games for you, and hopefully we'll go on to do more in the future. We're going to be doing about a month's worth of celebration of all things Sniper Elite, so keep tuned to this channel and we'll be giving you more information about how you can get involved in the future. Thank you.
All right, well, what more can we say than just a huge thank you to all the fans for that news that we released today. 10 million sales, we actually can't believe it. You guys have been around as well for since then as well.
Times of Conan Doyle, by the way.
Oh, yeah. 1940 I joined.
Do you like our hats? You asked, and we delivered.
Right, so just go through a couple of housekeeping things before we get into the game. We're going to be giving away some prizes. We're going to be giving away a Sniper Elite t-shirt that we have here, a very rare one from V2. We're also going to be giving away some copies of the game, and a poster, and also a rare 2000 AD comic for Sniper Elite 3. And what will happen is, for some of you who've been on the stream before, some of you are new, I'll ask you to type in a hashtag and then something or other, and when you all do that, we'll have an automated system and that'll pull out a winner automatically, so don't worry about it. All you've got to do is put in the code as many times as you can and we'll see what happens. So, Rich, I don't think you've been on a stream yet. Why don't you introduce yourself?
My name's Rich May. I've been at Rebellion for nearly 15 years now. I've worked with and on the Azure engine, which Sniper Elite uses, for most of that time.
Awesome. Yeah. And Tim, well, people recognise you from a few streams, but why don't you do a quick intro for those who don't know you?
Yeah, I'm Tim. I'm head of creative at Rebellion. I've been here even longer than Rich has, since '97, however many years that is. Lots of years. And I've worked on pretty much everything Rebellion's done since then, including Sniper Elite 1, 2, 3. And Zombie Army and AVP and all of those things.
Right. So you're going to be able to answer all these questions that I've got on here then, I'm guessing?
I'll have to talk to my PR manager first to see if I'm allowed to answer
That's
them.
me, sorry. Yeah, unofficial company mouthpiece. So, right, so we're going to play Sniper Elite, the first one, on PC. This might be the first time that a lot of people have seen it. So let's get stuck in. Where are we kicking off, and what level are we playing?
Right, well, we are going to take a look at the second level in the game, which I'm given to understand is one of the most popular levels. I'm just taking my hat off now so I can put my headphones on. Sorry guys if you're enjoying the hat, so I can hear what's going on. So this is Assassinate Borman. This is the second mission, and you will have to bear with me because it is some years since I've actually played Sniper Elite, the original.
Easy difficulty, yeah?
Yeah, I'm going easy, but I'll take my Hollywood grenade, 8 meters range. Realistic sniping, gravity, yeah.
Don't have gravity.
Yeah, I'll take gravity, otherwise I'll float away, right? Okay, so are people out there going to be able to hear the game sound? I'm kind of got it very quietly in my headphones here.
Maestro, Rob, give us an answer.
What's that, sorry?
Oh, you're not even listening.
Oh. People on Twitch, can you hear the game audio?
Tell us.
Someone, tell us, please. I'm going to start going through. While this loads up, I'm going to start asking some questions. So, One of the first ones we've had, quite a regular one. It's probably a good one for you, Rich. Are there ever going to be modding tools in? Well, it could be a Sniper Elite game, but I suppose any Rebellion game.
Yeah, we'd love to do it. It's something that it's going to take a lot of time to do them properly, and that's the issue. We've got an in-house tool set that we use. We know all its foibles, we know how it works, and with our internal systems, and kind of divorcing those from stuff that you guys would have at home is going to be a big task. So, yeah, we'd love to do it one day, but whenever we get the time.
Yeah, and I think we'll be looking at Steam Workshop as well as a really important thing where we'll allow people to fiddle with stuff in game as well. That would be awesome.
I think that's the next big thing, Steam Workshop, Steam Inventory. We'll see if we can come up with ways of using that to let people put new content in the game.
Cool. Right.
Video is back, for anyone who was wondering.
So, I was a bit concerned about the black screen for a while.
Yeah, so was I.
No sound or picture, nope, can't hear, no picture.
It's all good now.
Audio fine, 1 sec, guys. Okay, sorry, I'm reading the screen down
You
there.
can tell we're elites at this
we are a
streaming
slick
thing.
operation.
So we are in Berlin.
Okay, Z is my stance change control. Good. Yes, we are in Berlin. Berlin, just at the end of Second World War. The place is a bit of a wreck, overrun with Nazis. I believe the Russians are on their way as well.
They're shooting at you.
Are these Russians shooting at me?
Yeah, these are Russians. Can't you tell? They've got coats on.
Well, they're a bit far away. If I look too closely, they tend to shoot me in the face.
What are you talking about, Tim? It's mega high def. You should be able to see it from any distance.
Look at that. The original
and
bullet cam.
the original kill cam, and no X-ray, of course.
No, that was our special introduction for V2.
Did you want to do an X-ray kill cam, or was it something that wasn't thought about even till 2012?
It wasn't really considered in this one. I mean, it was. It came up when we were looking at how to step up the game and the features for it for V2, which was kind of a reboot of this. I mean, it's set in the same period, obviously still in Berlin mostly, and we just fleshed things out in every way, both narratively and technologically and gameplay-wise.
Right, and talking of that, we had a question come in on Steam saying, what was the inspiration for Carl? Carl Fairburn, the main character, has been in all 3 games and also in the spin-off games as well, in the Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army games. What's the kind of backstory with him?
Rich.
Well, I mean, the origins of Carl are kind of lost to history, really. In the very early scripts, I believe he was supposed to be an actual German soldier, but that left us with some issues. He was supposed to have come over to the sort of Allied side after the Soviets invaded, but I think it was generally deemed to be sort of not quite acceptable to be playing a German soldier. So the whole story with him being I think it's the son of the German ambassador or the American ambassador to Germany, isn't he? Something like that.
So he's fluent in German, grew up in Germany at least for part of his life, was educated in England, has American heritage, or he did military training in England. So he's quite a multicultural character, a man of the world.
It was quite important to have some backstory, which meant he was familiar with Berlin in the original, wasn't it?
Yeah, very much.
That's kind of where a lot of it stemmed from.
Why he's so effective.
Fun tax fact for everyone who loves their tax break. Because he's an EU character, we'd get tax breaks on our video games because it would be a British video game. The new laws that came in the UK.
That wasn't true for the original.
No, it wasn't
really,
true.
though, because there were no tax breaks for video games then.
If it were, he might have been a plucky Cockney by now.
A what Cockney?
A plucky Cockney.
Say that
what am I
fast.
doing here?
Regularly. So we're still in the same place, Tim. Are we making any progress?
Like these guys keep shooting at me, so I'm just going to wait until I've taken them out, and then I'll.
This is a great question.
Criticise me and look what happens.
Danny Endurance, he's got a very good surname for his question. Do you think the Sniper Elite series has another 10 years in it? Interesting.
Yes.
I mean,
We'd love to.
With the Zombie Army spin-offs, I think you can see that it's got a lot more future to it.
Because that was 6 games in all, wasn't it, in the 10 years in total? 3 and then 3 spin-offs. So that would be amazing. The studio would be very happy if it could do that. That would be. Hopefully you guys will be happy as well.
Yeah.
We'll have to see, I guess.
Right, I'm just going to save now.
Oh,
I know from bitter experience that this is a little bit of a risky business. There's none of that, like, you know, namby-pamby, modern, easy stuff like checkpoints in here.
no.
Yes, I think a question from me I've always wanted to know is, like, when you were designing this, how different is it really to modern games? Like, what things you look at this, Tim, and you, from a design perspective, you go, oh, I can't believe we did that back then, because it was kind of standard. But now you'd be like, oh, you wouldn't put that in you know, Sniper Elite 3.
It's funny. I mean, like, so much of it
Use
is
a med
still
kit,
relevant. Yeah, I would too. I was looking for one in my inventory, and I have frag grenades,
Oh, no, what have
a
you
silenced pistol, and a rifle.
So
None
that's-
of which are going to make me feel better.
What's that behind there? Look, there you go.
That looks like a med pick. A med pick.
And we brought the med pack back.
Oh,
for
gee,
Sniper
press
Elite 3,
G.
didn't we?
Yes, we
It
did.
wasn't in
Yes, because we
V2.
went for regenerating health in V2, but ultimately that just felt a little bit too. I don't know. Ducking
Well,
around
we
a corner
did
to
a-
heal
I think I'm
doesn't
pretty
feel stealthy.
I'm pretty sure we did a survey about that as well when we were doing research for 3, and I think regenerating health is one thing people actually wanted to go back to the health packs for 3. And
Yeah,
we actually did with that kind of that segmented system, which is cool.
It was one of those changes that came about as games progressed through the sort of
Yeah.
early Xbox console era. Regenerating health was very a Halo thing, and
I wish
that
I
was
had
the way to go.
regenerating health right now. So I think I picked up that med pack, but I can't. Oh, that I for inventory. Yeah. So that's one of the things that's a bit different these days. Is the controls are generally a little less obtuse than they were back then. Now I press X to use the med pack. Med pack.
Medpick?
Why do I keep calling it
Really
med pick?
I really don't know.
It's a difficult word.
Worried.
Right, I'm healthy now. I'm all good.
Okay, well, if you're healthy, I'm going to give away a prize.
Yeah.
So, to win this Sniper Elite 3 comic, what you need to do now is put in #BlameTim. Some of you will be familiar with. And that will kick off proceedings. You put in #BlameTim, you only have to do it once, and you'll be entered into the raffle automatically. So, yeah, get going.
But yeah, what I was going to get on to say was, like, design-wise, yeah, there are a lot more established ways that people expect to play the games these days, whereas back then, we're kind of making up the rules as we went along. I mean, we always are to an extent, but here, like, there was no, oh, this is where you place a character on screen in a third-person game, or like, this is what'll work like best because Uncharted did it that way, or Halo had this kind of control mechanism, or most gamers know exactly what they're doing with, like, Call of Duty's controls. It was all Uncharted territory. Which is, you know, kind of cool.
I mean, Sniper Elite stems from an era when you still used to get a manual with your game.
Yes.
Which would explain how the game works. You know, this day and age, you'd expect everything to be handed to you on a plate, bit by bit.
Still love the smell of a manual.
Yeah, it's true.
Hand it to you on a plate. These youngsters, they don't know what they're listening.
Well,
Just got to go on Twitch to find out, don't they?
Yeah.
You say that as if it's a bad thing. But honestly, I think it just means good design to, like, you know, mean that a player doesn't have to, like, wade through a book in order to figure out what's going on.
But some of those old manuals, they were lovely things.
They were. I wish there was something in a manual to tell me how to avoid getting myself into these kind of scrapes.
Well, it just generally comes from competence, doesn't it?
Well, I don't have any of that.
It's quite disconcerting looking at the faces of these guys, because I feel like I faintly recognise them.
Pretty sure they're dev staff.
Yeah.
What, so their faces are
Their faces are photographs.
from Rebellion stuff?
Yeah, but it's not. They're not immediately
Who's that?
recognisable.
No,
That's the
because
trouble.
they've been butchered with low polygons and small textures enough that I can't quite figure out who that might be.
Yeah, I don't think I'm in this one. I was in a couple of our games with my face mapped onto, I think it was a cowboy in one of the Jesse James
How
games.
very appropriate.
Yeah, well, I didn't have the tash then.
No, true.
But, yeah. It's weird thinking that we've sort of...
Hello.
You know,
I wish I had another med pack.
we used to use photos for all sorts of things. I mean, all the textures in the environment here are based on photos. It gives it a very kind of
Ouch.
In the eye.
realistic look, I suppose, compared to the kind of hand-painted textures we used for some of the other games like Dread and Rogue.
Yeah, I mean it's always something of a mix, but yeah, this was probably our first most photorealistic, in inverted commas. Seems laughable now to look at it, but back then it was like the closest we got to gritty realism.
It's quite hard to do photorealism in a sort of hard sci-fi universe, isn't it? Really.
Well, all the best sci-fi is grounded in reality, I think.
Nice.
But yeah, Rogue Trooper was. Oh, hello. Is he my friend?
Yeah, it looks like it.
Yeah, he looks good.
The
He
guy
looks
you were shooting
friendly.
being picked off by your allies.
Not partisan.
Metman UK, will you ever bring back the servers you're asking Sniper Elite 1? I'm afraid the original servers were run by, was it GameSpy before
Yes.
they went down? So unfortunately that we're not really able to bring that back as a thing. Sadly, it is something we get requested, but we do try to make it sure on the Steam page people understand that they can't do the LAN, they can only do LAN now, but I'm afraid there's probably little chance of it coming back at the moment, I'd say.
I'm
for
afraid
now.
so. Yeah.
I'm a naughty sausage. Oh, that's from my own colleague. Brilliant, thank you.
Oh, really?
Right, yeah. That's kind of disturbing. There's something I should know going on here.
Scottish Gamer has asked, Tim, what is up with the scary dolls in ZAT? I imagine that's something to do with you.
Why do you
I
imagine
don't know.
that?
Tim loves his film references and
The scary
Scary
dolls.
stuff.
Well, I can't. I don't feel like I should reveal exactly what the scary dolls are about because part of their allure is. That's my
He's
buddy
a friendly.
again. Well, I'm answering questions at the same time as playing. Everyone saw how badly that went when we were doing Rocket League the other week. Yeah, scary dolls are scary. There is a bit of a theory and a backstory behind them, which we will no doubt explore in future titles. But I'm not going to go any further
You tease.
beyond that. Other than I just recommend looking out for them because they're in quite a few places in Zombie Army Trilogy. Some subtle and not so, and others not so subtle.
I'll have to go looking now.
Yeah, so that's probably quite an unsatisfactory answer, but rest assured there is a story behind them.
Dude for him's got quite a long, interesting question. It's a very different game he's talking about here, but one of his favourite aspects of playing Destiny is the quests and steps you have to do to get to the exotic weapons, and so basically powerful and unique stuff. Is this a technique you'd ever consider for a Rebellion game where you're going to lock off weapons, I guess, like that?
I think it's something I'm certainly very interested to explore in future games. I love the kind of the more RPG elements that you can bring to any game to give it a bit more depth. And there's something fundamentally compulsive, but certainly for people like myself, there's always a better bit of loot or another thing to work your way towards. I've been playing rather a lot of Destiny lately since the Taken King came out, so
Yeah, I jumped on board finally.
it's hard to resist.
Resisted so far.
and then you just kind of get lost in it. It's
It's divisive at work, I would argue.
Yeah.
Destiny, yes.
yeah, but
There's nodding from the back.
yeah. Not a fan over there. No.
Not so much.
No? Oh, neither of you.
No.
Oh, really?
Dear,
Good job you're not on camera.
I feel
Don't like all that negativity there.
I feel like I'm Switzerland stuck in the middle of an argument.
I'm not. Can someone direct me as to what I'm doing here? Because I feel
Use
like
your
I'm
map.
aimlessly
There's
wandering
compass.
around. Yeah.
There's objectives.
But no one pointed out that I was aimlessly wandering around, which is the same that happened with Rocket League when I was just aimlessly wandering around. No one because I was busy talking and just kind of gone into this
You were
autopilot.
pretty sharp on the AVP stream, to be fair.
Yeah, well, that one is kind of burnt into my DNA.
Muscle memory. I have another engine question for you, Rich. Why do
Right.
we use Azura? Why are we going in-house rather than using, he says free game engines like CryEngine and Unreal. I mean,
yeah.
they're not free, really, because you have to pay license fees if your game does well. But what other benefits do we have by having our own engine?
As I said before, we've worked on the Azure engine for about 15 years, give or take. When I first joined the company, it was in its initial stages of development and was used for the Dread vs. Death game. That was the first game it was used for. Sniper Elite was developed alongside that. And at that point, the Unreal Engine and the CryEngine, CryEngine didn't exist, and Unreal was just purely for Unreal games. So we obviously been developing that tech through the games we've made. It's still the same core engine right in the heart of it that was used in Sniper Elite 1 that's now in Sniper Elite 3 and Zombie Army and all that sort of thing. So we've got a lot of time invested in that technology. We understand it, we know it really well. And because it's our own, we can pretty much change whatever we like, whenever we need to. If we were beholden to the Unreal Engine or the Cry engine, we would perhaps need to either re-engineer bits of it ourselves or wait for new features to come out. I mean, one of the benefits is that we're always able to kind of hop onto new platforms when they arrive as soon as we can.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing, because Azure powers the games on all platforms that we do, including mobile, including iOS, Android and Windows phones, so that I can see why that's a massive benefit to us, really.
Yeah, I mean, it takes a lot of time and effort to develop an engine, so we'd be kind of throwing out a lot of that if we switched.
Right, I'm going to look for a few more questions and then give away some more stuff.
Now I figured out what I was supposed to be doing.
It's too many.
Metman98 is telling you how to play, man.
Oh, keep the hints coming, please, because, yeah, I had no idea what was going on there. Don't know, though. Maybe I can flank them. Check out that facial animation.
Sorry, I'm getting flashbacks of Thunderbirds.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
It's a bit of a far cry from the photogrammetry we do these days with our fancy setups with dozens of cameras around.
That's just freaky. I keep seeing people from around the office on somebody's screen, sort of staring out at me blankly.
Yeah.
So, for those not in the know, behind the camera, actually, we have another part of our video studio, which is a lot of very expensive cameras rigged up to poles. That's my
technical term,
my unscientific way of looking at it. And for future games, we can take photos of people at multiple angles and then put them into the game much quicker than we used to be able to, which is awesome. So
yeah,
ties into what we were saying
high
earlier.
detail 3D scanning essentially.
Yeah.
It's very clever, very cool, and kind of unsettling.
It's interesting that we've gone from taking what were essentially flat photos of our colleagues and plastering them onto faces in the game to really high detail 3D models of our colleagues, which is even more disturbing. Although I'm looking forward to shooting Tim in the face.
Well, it was good at getting Charlie Brooker shooting him in the face. That was good.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Well, this is one we get it from time to time, and this will be relevant again to you, Rich, because you are working on Battlezone, our VR title.
Oh
for
yeah, you say that as if
VR
you
and
just
Oculus.
remembered. That's I wondered why you were here.
So
just drop the hint there.
We get this question quite a lot. Sniper Elite in VR.
It's going to be an interesting one because VR is still very early, and the natural instinct with VR is to go first person. But Sniper Elite's a third-person game, so it wouldn't feel like a natural fit. However, we are starting to see third-person VR games where you're essentially controlling the camera from behind the player, and it doesn't feel as unnatural as you might imagine. So
that Insomniac game, isn't there, that they've announced for Oculus? Looks kind of like Uncharted, but in VR, which is interesting.
There's a lot of problems we've had with VR making people violently ill, so we'd have to consider that beforehand. Especially VR kill cams might be a little intense.
It's just because your body's not expecting to be a bullet flying through the air. That's the thing. And someone came out EGX, didn't they, and said that sickness is. He said a very rude word. He said sickness from VR is a load of. And it's actually from the developers in the game. It's not from actual VR hardware. It's more about not tricking the brain into things it shouldn't be doing. And
it's kind of a bit of both. But to be fair, we're pretty good at eliminating the sickness.
We've found through bitter experience what makes you ill and what doesn't. We initially joked when we got our VR headsets that we'd need wipe clean floors and some sort of wet room for the desks instead, but I don't think anyone's actually been physically sick after testing our VR game yet.
No.
Yeah.
We joked about having to get some for QA, didn't we? Someone was asking about a special edition with Zombie Army in it and Sniper Elite 3 and the other games. That would be a little bit complicated, I'm afraid, because we self-published Zombie Army Trilogy, whereas the other games were published, 2 of them were published by 505 and another one by, was it Namco?
Namco originally.
Yeah.
So I'm afraid that there'll be all kinds of legal issues to stop that happening. Maybe one day via our own PC store, but we'll have to let you know about that, I'm afraid.
idea how
Right.
I'm supposed to like throw a grenade in this game.
Oak from Hell saying motion capture. We already do motion capture.
Yeah.
I think we've got some dev diaries already of motion capture from. Well, there's the Hitler dance from
Oh,
April
yeah.
Fools. If you check that out, where we've got our motion cap guy doing a dance to Thriller, isn't it?
Yes.
And
Well, not
well,
the Thriller, but a similar.
but when he was doing the mocap, he was doing
It's
it
true.
to Thriller.
It's true. Yeah.
So that's a funny one. So I'll check that one out. Right. Okay. So
Right. This
next
is
prize is Sniper Elite V2 on 360, but what we will do is get this signed by some of the dev team who are here who worked on this game, so it'll be a little bit more valuable than the 360 game you normally get. It's still in its wrapper, so it's still brand new, and also because Xbox One is getting backwards compatibility, so hopefully if we can get V2 onto that program, then you'll be able to play it on your Xbox One as well.
Fair enough.
So, next one. I'm going to take my hat off.
yeah.
Hashtag hats.
Oh, hashtag. No. Rich isn't feeling very well, so we're going to have hashtag get better Rich.
Oh.
Oh dear.
Sorry, that's what you've got to put into be entered into the raffle. Hashtag get better
Oh,
Rich.
hang on, someone's just saying, because I was having trouble with grenades, to throw, hold right click, and while still holding it, left click. I swear I tried that, but okay.
Thanks for the advice.
Yeah.
We're useless at it.
Where's my grenades? Oh, they're in inventory, right. And
Apparently you're
yeah.
supposed to use a TNT, chuck it at the tank and then shoot the TNT as
Really?
well. That was,
Where are my grenades
Another
gone?
tip from someone on the thing.
Oh,
Metman98 again.
Yeah, he knows what you're talking about.
Oh, there's my grenades. Right, so... where's that tank? There it is. Right, so... Oh, no. What? Grenade. So I get my grenade, and then I hold right click, right... But that just brings up the scope.
Well, how did you get the arc before?
I don't know.
Maybe you should have practiced. Oh, there
Okay,
you go.
right, I'm hold left click.
And then
Yeah.
right click it.
Yay!
I hope this
Boom.
works.
You
You
missed.
got any dynamite to throw?
Yeah.
Chuck under there. Like
Yeah,
that.
now you're being
There we
shot.
are.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
I realise I'm not helping.
I'm not surprised. Right. I'm going to throw some TNT. Ah, I hate this game.
What was I saying about?
Now it comes out, does it?
What was I saying about design from 2005?
Oh.
Take out the guy in the bunker, in the little
Yeah, okay.
pillbox.
All right.
See, games were just more challenging back then.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, for bad reasons.
Oh, there you go.
Right.
Sorry to distract you, Tim, but we had before I
That's
forget,
fine.
because otherwise I will forget. We had a question in from a guy who's asking about entry-level positions for an environment artist. I'm sure you've probably
Yeah.
been in interviews for that. What kind of thing do you recommend? What kind of experience or portfolio stuff do you think they should bring?
Well, honestly, experience isn't the most important thing. It's your portfolio that matters most. You know, make sure you've got an online presence, like a website with all your best work on it, things you're really proud of. We want to see, particularly for environment artists, we want to see the ability for people to present a whole scene to us, not just like a beautifully made object, although that's important. It's important if you're able to throw TNT as well.
The
Yeah.
collision detection button, I think.
Step too close to the crate. Clear.
Right. So, right. What was I saying?
So environment artists.
Yes, environment
Portfolios.
artists. Yeah, if you can put together a whole scene, like a scene that like feels realistic, that tells a story, whether it's like a dirty alleyway or a warehouse that you somehow managed to make interesting and characterful, which is all. There are a lot of warehouses in the world of games. It's true. Or something else entirely.
Yay!
I blew up the tank. That feels like the most difficult thing I've ever achieved. Is there a burning person at the top? of that?
Yeah.
That's
Grim.
great.
That's got to be
Right.
a stream highlight.
Yeah, I'm just gonna save my progress there.
Oh, good call.
Because I don't want to go through that
I
again.
really don't. Although now I know what I'm doing, I think I would be all right to do it a second time.
Just like to thank everyone for their well wishes. I'm sure I'll feel better straight away.
And I'd like to thank everyone for their patience and watching me trying to take down the tank while clumsily fumbling my way through the controls. Okay, so following the compass pointer. Objective number 8, whatever that means. Oh, hello.
Well, good planning. ahead.
Good job you saved there.
I see. There we are. That
Right.
is strategy right there.
That's it's interesting. The same tactic as in 1 works in Sniper Elite 3 with the dynamite and everything.
Oh yeah.
I find the tiger battles though sort of terrifying in
They're supposed
Sniper
to
Elite
be.
3.
Yeah, it's a good thing.
The Tiger tanks were like one of the most terrifying things in World War II.
But I love showing the demo, like when we did it at PAX, where someone worked out they could shoot through the visor, and when they got that kill cam, people behind them go, "Whoa!"
Yeah,
That's always so much fun.
No, it's always nice doing those sort of things in games. You know, those little. They're difficult to do, but once you get them working, they're really, really nice. Like being able to shoot a pilot out of a plane or something like that.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which I'm not sure has ever been in the sniper game, but we might have to get in the next one.
What next one?
You know.
In another game.
Yes. Yeah.
What,
Planes are hard to shoot into. It's true. We have prototyped it on a number of occasions.
I'm pretty sure you could do it in Rogue Trooper.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
We had the flak cannons to take.
Well, yeah, you never needed to, but I'm pretty sure you could snipe the pilots out of a hoppers. You could
Oh, well, they
snipe.
they
That would
weren't
be
like
pretty
planes.
awesome.
They were like more like
They flew.
slow-moving helicopters.
Yeah.
They're cooler than planes. To be fair. Right. I'm a bit nervous. Oh, hello.
Who wrote the narratives on these games, Tim? Was it the same person all the way through, or
No, it's varied game by game. This one was covered by a chap named Emerson Best, who worked with us at the time, who, to be fair, wasn't a professional writer. Sniper V2 and Sniper 3, we've worked with some really talented writers that worked in our publishing arm on some of our books there as well, so we know a lot of great writers, both from 2000 AD and Abaddon and our other book imprints, many of whom are naturally great game enthusiasts. So yeah, sorry, just focusing on this guy behind the tram. Yeah.
That's cruel.
got
I suppose you put him out of his misery.
Got
Yeah.
people asking about a non-World War II setting for Sniper Elite. I always think that would be that'd be a big divide in the community, wouldn't it? Can you imagine? I bet there's some people who are really pro staying in World War II, and
But it was
others
interesting.
who like to see different places and time periods.
Back when I don't know, it was a V2 or 3 came out, you know, people were talking about it, saying it was nice to see a World War II game again, which is something they never thought they'd say.
They kind of go in and out of fashion.
Yeah.
And like Sniper Elite's always been very much, you know, that is where Sniper Elite has belonged up until now. But we've talked about lots of possibilities. Even imagine Sniper Elite in space.
Someone was talking about space. Wasn't
Rumours, rumour mill.
Yeah,
oh my
yeah.
god.
Like what was it? Iron
Cut
Sky.
the stream.
Oh yeah.
Mentioned. Yeah.
Yeah, you could have Nazis on the moon, right? That'd be pretty cool. Press G, search body quickly.
Oh, Josh has asked, question from Twitter, why does the X-ray kill cam not work in co-op?
I think mostly it's technical because.
Is it not physics, the laws of time?
Well, yeah,
that's
that's
a
what I mean.
big
It's a
part of
technical
it.
issue. You know, you would have to pause the game. The kill cam sort of takes place in a sort of pseudo real time. It's not actually in real time as it travels through the world. It hasn't been in certain games. So you would have to pause the game for the other player whilst the kill cam took place,
Yeah, which
would
would be
be
annoying.
pretty annoying.
Oh, that's good, guys.
So
Yeah, so yeah, it would be possible, but only if you showed both players the same thing at the same time. Well, or something that took exactly the same amount of time, so that they both had the gameplay paused for them appropriately. But
there's been quite a few attempts over the years in doing sort of time shifting in multiplayer, and it's never worked particularly well. So
yeah, Time Shift actually is a game that did it really cleverly.
Oh,
It was
right.
like slow down grenades. I mean, it was a sci-fi thing where it would like have a slow down effect in an area, and anybody that went into it would go into slow motion. Kind of thing. so it was a bit wibbly and sci-fi. But that was pretty cool.
There
Couldn't really excuse that in Sniper Elite, though, unfortunately. Not in World War II.
There was that Bioshock kind of clone game that was lots of fun. It came out a few years ago. Someone remind me what it's called. Activision published it, and you could throw out a time bubble, and then you could fire it full of bullets. And then once the time bubble died, all the bullets would carry on going. It was set in Russia. Somebody helped me out on the stream. It was set in Russia. It felt very much like Bioshock.
Isn't that the game I was talking about? Time Shift?
Might be.
No, it wasn't Time Shift. I've forgotten it. I really enjoyed it though.
I think
Sorry.
you've made it up.
Yeah.
It's just my dream game.
Yeah.
Bioshock with time mechanics. Singularity. That's it, Danny.
Singularity.
Endurance.
Oh.
Well done.
You know, I never played that one.
Yeah, it's good fun.
Can I just point out, I just finished that mission finally.
You did.
Yeah.
A part of that mission.
Was that only a part of it?
There's some med packs there.
Yeah.
You've erased the development from your memory.
Well,
It was a decade ago, to be fair.
I remember it well. It's just remembering the controls and the skills to play the game is.
Yeah, once you've worked on these games for a long time, especially if you're testing something over and over again, you get heartily sick at a particular level.
I'll never forget Hellfire Pass. I demoed that so many times.
Yeah.
It's a great level though. It really is.
There's always one level which is like the testing ground the proving ground for everything you do in a game, and Hellfire Pass in Sniper Elite 3 was that one where everything came together.
At least you got to play like a whole level through. I mean,
Yeah.
just to play like bits of broken levels repeatedly whilst trying to figure out what was going wrong.
Yeah.
That's fun.
Some of this geometry and stuff. I mean, the buildings they were in V2, weren't they? If you look at that, I'm sure.
You recognise some of this.
Which level in V2 where you're in top of that building and you're firing back down? I can't remember what it's called. Sorry.
Actually, that one's the Bode Museum. This isn't actually the Bode Museum, but it's very similar.
Okay. The roof looks similar.
Yeah.
I think it's all sort of accurate, isn't it, to the layouts of Berlin and the areas you were in?
We played fast and loose for gameplay reasons in varying respects, but you would recognise familiar parts if you were a local. That's rather grim.
We've had Dino's asked a couple of questions. I wanted to ask you guys as well. How long or how different has the development process been between 1, 2, and 3? Is it a case they've all got longer because they've got more complex, or are there other things to play, like the team is smaller and so things take longer?
Sniper Elite, the first one, was quite a protracted development.
It was. It took quite.
For various reasons, wasn't it?
It had quite a small team on it for a long period, and took a while to find exactly the fun where it was at.
It was back in the day. It was sort of up against the Call of Duties of that era, the very early Call of Duties.
You're always up against those. Whatever day you're in, you're up against Call of Duty.
But I remember there being quite a push from certain quarters for it to be more arcadey. That was heavily resisted.
Yeah.
And probably arguably carved its niche in it because of that.
This is a really interesting question actually from Zero Enthalpy. Sorry if I completely mispronounced that. The V3, Sniper Elite 3, not V3. We made that mistake as well. The DLCs are awesome, and I bought them. But considering some of the items proved actual in-game advantages, so the camo weapons and the tuned Springfield, it's a bit close to pay to win. Any thoughts on how you can keep the DLCs worthwhile?
It's a bit of a thorny issue, isn't it? Because
it is.
Well, personally, one thing is we found the camo weapons pack was ridiculously popular, and I don't think we realised until afterwards quite how much of a little extra advantage that was in multiplayer. So I think that's something we've learned afterwards, but I don't know if you guys approached it.
I assume that was done thinking it would just be a sort of cosmetic tweak.
I didn't think it would actually be that effective in situ, but people go for it, and it does make a difference, it's true. We certainly don't intend it to be pay to win. We try and strike the right balance between things that are purely cosmetic and those that are interesting.
Just failed.
I just got shot by that guy over there.
Okay.
I'm going to restart mission because I didn't save, I don't think. But it's okay. I'm close to the beginning.
The other games like PlanetSide 2 has a lot of individual weapons, but most of them are variations on a theme, which is what we've tended to try and do in the past. But inevitably things sneak in that are more powerful than they should be. It's a difficult balance, but
and the best players take advantage, don't they? They learn tactics that you don't think of.
Though I've got to say, for something like Sniper Elite, I mean, okay, there might be a slight advantage from having like this weapon or that scope zoom, but ultimately, particularly in multiplayer, where a shot to the head is a shot to the head, you know, we're not talking. Even if you gave like the greatest, most powerful weapon to the game, the guy with like the weakest sniper rifle would still be able to take him out with a shot to the head. So it's not. It's yes, I am playing. I'm sneaking behind this guy, trying to get through the hole in the wall without alerting anybody. Which didn't work out. So
you no-scoped him then. Well, I wouldn't say no-scope necessarily.
Sirens going off. Ooh, check that out.
it's a very nice bullet.
It is.
Yeah, good shout from Rob. Please do give us a follow or subscribe if you're enjoying this stream. I'm neglecting my duties to try and get us some more followers. We did just break 500 this afternoon, which is awesome.
Let's break 1,000
tonight. Tell everyone.
5
Tell
minutes.
everyone.
Let's do it.
Hashtag blame Tim on Twitter.
Oh, what if we don't meet it, or?
we are going to be. It's worth pointing out that we're going to be doing some more Sniper Elite streams this month, but we stream a game every Wednesday now at 6 o'clock UK time. So, or, you know, put us in your diary and come back for watch other stuff. We've played Tomb Raider, Destiny, a bunch of other games recently. Did one that was fun in the dark for Until Dawn.
Did one where it was actual dark because we had a power cut. That was kind of unfortunate.
It's kind of freaky.
That has never happened before, and we don't expect it to happen again.
The whole of Oxford.
It was. Well, not the whole of Oxford, but
A substantial
whole
chunk of central Oxford.
Yeah, so it wasn't our fault. Anyway, yeah, that's not what you watch for. So.
But yeah, and also if you have any suggestions of games for us to play, then feel free to send us, suggestions on Twitter and stuff, because we're just going to play things that we enjoy. I've already asked the devs who made Soma, that horror game. I've asked them for a key if they're going to pass it over. That'd be awesome.
I haven't tried that yet.
Yeah.
It sounds really interesting.
Yeah. Might need some more Rocket League, I think, as well. At some stage, it seems to be popular.
Yeah.
Is that wise?
I don't know. It's starting to make me angry.
Some of my colleagues, I believe, you play with the shouting that comes from them during lunchtimes. It's quite impressive.
Yeah.
There's lots of laughter off camera.
Yeah, laughter and pointing.
I'm staying out of it. I'm not going anywhere near that game.
Question in, why are there no civilians in the game? Or in the games, I suppose.
Well, basically because we want to avoid the issues of what do you do if you shoot a civilian. Well, that's one of the primary reasons. I mean, there are various, technical reasons why it's tricky to do a convincing civilian as opposed to a convincing person who shoots at you with a gun.
Yeah.
Because ultimately, if a guy's pointing a gun at you and firing bullets and is being threatening, then you buy that. You kind of go, okay, yeah, there's a guy shooting at me. But if someone's unarmed, then it takes a lot more to make you believe in them as a human being.
Yeah. I mean, it's remarkably hard to make someone run to a kind of plausibly safe area when the player can roam around wherever he likes.
Yeah.
Making
sort of
civilians that run away from you and hide is actually quite hard.
Well, yeah, this guy was pretty smart, to be fair. He
just
creeped up on him.
Yeah.
I wish I had a radar in this.
Yeah, that would be useful, wouldn't it? Something that shows you where you're being shot from.
Yeah.
I've got an answer for Danny Endurance here. Was a sniper rifle plastic peripheral ever considered? There was one for the Wii, wasn't there?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure there was a Wii edition of Sniper Elite 1 with a plastic shell. But whether
that was a Wii edition of
V2.
V2 it was.
Sniper Elite 1 is GameCube era.
Yeah.
I know that, but I'm...
No, V2. But there was it wasn't a Sniper Elite branded sniper rifle.
No, it wasn't. There was nothing to do with us, yeah.
But there was a I think.
I think someone ported the
Maybe.
first one. I think
Entirely
our
possible.
original publisher ported one to the Wii.
Are you not thinking of like GameCube?
No.
The silent man over there is
Just nodding.
nodding.
Nodding from off camera.
Are you nodding that I'm wrong or Tim's wrong?
You're right.
Huh?
Really?
Tim's wrong. Hashtag Tim's wrong.
There's someone in chat saying they own the gun.
Ah.
Yeah. We had one floating around the office where you could clip the Wiimote into
It's
it.
probably one of those things where the publisher did it and we had no say
yeah.
back in whenever the Wii came out, 2006.
I hope
Who
people
knows?
are enjoying watching me play the same bit over and over again.
We could jump into another level if you wanted to try something different.
Why don't you use the med packs that are at the beginning? They might heal you.
Oh, you're a clever man.
That's what they paid me for.
I have been asking you guys to give me help.
Right, so
Right.
another prize. We're going to give away another one of these comics, and
I think we
it's
know what the
gonna-
hashtag is
Hashtag is
already.
going to be Robbie is always right.
Oh, boo!
See if you can get that all in
boo.
one. Hashtag
long
Robbie
one.
is always right. All in one.
Yeah,
luck with that.
nobody's going to get that right. Oh, you're getting good at this.
Yeah, look at me miss that guy twice. Now where am I being shot from?
The compass is showing somewhere over there.
Over there?
Is there a guy up on the rooftop? There is indeed.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I see. I'm waiting with bated breath.
Hashtag longest hashtag ever.
Why isn't it?
Is it bullet drop on or something?
Oh, like what?
Doesn't look like you should be shooting it. Wait, it's a
Well,
good- it's a
I
good
could
You
hit
don't get
then.
the same
Did he?
feedback, do you?
No, the things have moved on a bit since this was done.
Higher.
You reckon?
Hey!
But like, there were puffs of smoke going off behind him, so I assumed.
Are you blaming Rich's engine for the lack of
Yeah,
physics?
Rich's engine.
Don't call it Rich's engine now.
Yeah.
Someone will get very upset about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't tell the head of programming.
It's all right.
Team
not
Zero.
watching. I really admire what you've done with the engine, Richard.
Oh, thank you. It's been a long, hard labour.
Yeah. Okay. Any more guys over there? Yes. Right.
Oh, look at that, on the move.
Yeah. See, I'm not so rubbish.
Oh, testicle shot before the real testicle shot.
Yeah, no testicle shots in this game.
That has to be probably the most talked about feature of V2 and onwards, isn't it? The addition of the testicles. It's kind of sad, but kind of cool at the same time.
We debated whether to put it in, but ultimately it proved the right and most ethical decision.
Future DLC for a female sniper. Well, we did add female snipers to Zombie Army Trilogy, actually.
We certainly did.
Based on the models from Sniper Elite V2, which is pretty cool.
And yeah, because we're certainly conscious that there were, particularly in the Russian forces, some extremely formidable female snipers in World War II.
Yeah,
So yeah, it feels right to represent them properly.
Yeah, in pretty much all Rebellion games in the future, I imagine will be, you're going to be playing both sexes.
Well, that's a broad, sweeping comment there.
Even maybe female tanks.
Even
in
if it was,
Battlezone.
Female tanks in Battlezone, yeah, I'll get right on that. Let's see, there were female tanks in World War One. They were male and female tanks, that's what they called them.
Really?
Yeah.
That doesn't make any sense.
Someone put hashtag Robbie's on the right wing.
Oh dear.
Because I'm on the right hand side. That's funny.
Right. I'm going in this time, and hopefully nobody is going to shoot me from behind. Maybe I'll save.
That might be
Yeah?
a good idea, yeah, let's do that.
Right. The Reichstag. Save.
I feel like I need to give you some more awkward questions.
Oh good.
Is there anything you remember from the time of making this game, whether it's yourselves or the team, that you really wanted in it, which you couldn't do, but then eventually you could bring into V2 or 3? Aside from testicle shots.
I think a lot of it would come down to, we're always somewhat frustrated by the limits we're up against at any given time as to how good we can make things look, because of like how much computing power we've got, how much memory we've got, what we're able to render, what kind of lighting we can use, and in whatever game we're doing, we're always striving to do more. And I think particularly for V2 over this, the massive leap in the quality of lighting and rendering and the art that we're able to bring to it. It's probably one of the big things.
Yeah, I think the bullet mechanics in this were designed to be as realistic as possible, but there were still limitations on what could be done.
Yeah.
And the sort of the way that they moved on for 2 and 3, the power of the consoles meant that they could do much more with the kind of accuracy of the bullet drop and all that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So
Proper physics, motion capture, and all the rest of it.
Another hashtag, I'm paying the price of my arrogance. Robbie is always right.
that's the best one so far.
I did not see that coming.
Oh dear. Yeah.
We are that internet stat, aren't we, about every third comment mentioning the Nazis.
Well, that's fair enough in Sniper
Yes,
Elite, really, isn't it?
it's not so bad, is it?
It's all about context, right?
Are you using the empty lung thing?
No, because I don't know what the key is.
Hardcore.
I remember that, and it's quite an odd thing to. When I'd never heard of that technique beforehand. But,
yeah, it's all authentic. Let's use another of these. This is authentic as well, by the way.
Yeah.
Just like
instant
instant
healing
healing back to 100% health. Yeah, it feels good.
It's all the morphine.
Yeah. Right. Let's.
Is that worth saving again, maybe?
Oh,
You're gonna make a run for cover.
I'm making a run.
Everyone noticed that I'm wearing a sort of a German-style helmet as well.
Yeah.
So, did anyone see that picture that Rich was dressed up as Boris for Zombie Army Trilogy that we did? That was awesome.
My
that was
starring
good.
role.
And you grew your tash specially for that. That was good effort.
Yeah. Well,
What's going on here?
Do anything for the company.
Yeah.
Yeah, this hat and I have some history. This hat dates back all the way to the original Sniper Elite, where I think it was used on a press day of some kind.
Really?
Something like that, and it was left abandoned in the office, and at that point I decided it needed to be mine, because obviously it belongs with me. And then it's just been passed around, and every now and again I'd find it again, or it would go into storage and I'd dig it up.
It sat on
for
top of my
something.
PC for a few weeks after photos. Yeah.
But there's about 3 pictures of me with it on. One of which has been spliced onto Stalin's body.
Oh yeah, the propaganda poster.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. Okay, yeah, if anyone can find that. And,
It's on the
send
wall.
it in.
I'll find it.
I have seen that outside. That's pretty good.
Yeah. I don't know if that ever made it out into the real world, unfortunately, which is probably a good thing.
I just had this inkling that might happen.
And
Was it a moment
laughing
of
with
fear
you.
when you just pressed the button and thought, maybe not?
I'm laughing with you because I will be terrible at this game, especially with the mouse and keyboard.
Yeah,
so.
I'm not envying you at the moment, I must admit.
Dino, we won't be selling the comic just because we had a limited run of them, and they were supposed to be a pre-order offer, I believe, that our publisher was doing. We may release the digital version somehow at some stage. We've just got to get our... because we've done a couple of other comics for ZAT and other games, so we may do a digital version, which will probably be free, to be honest. But yeah, you won't be able to buy the print version, I'm afraid.
Right. I just completed an objective. This game is challenging. Really.
Another question is about some past games use official names like Springfield and everything. Are there any issues using actual gun manufacturer names?
There are various legal issues around it, sort of that I won't bore you with the details, nor am I confident I would get all the details exactly right, but there are differences based on whether the company still exists, or what country they're in, or some things have transferred into what is termed fair use these days as historical items, and So some of our rifles, it's easier for us to being in World War II, so that more of the weapons we are able to use without having to like pay massive licensing fees to existing companies. Other ones we do tweak so that you know the type of weapon it's supposed to be, but isn't exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
So we stay as authentic as we possibly can. But sometimes we have to just change things a little from the original reality for legal reasons.
Older games tended to get away with it because games weren't quite such a big thing back then, and people just didn't find out about it or didn't care. But now games are much more in the mainstream, making lots of money. That's when people start to care more.
Yeah, that's true.
Saying, "Oh, can we have some of that money?" Yeah. No, it's all fair and good, and that's just the way things work. But,
Ready, Seti. Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Something I want to be doing more of, which is when we're building games, actually showing dev builds, and then also if we've gotten it, he's so keen. Look at him.
The pain.
Marketing man is so happy, and the engine man is not. That would be really cool. Maybe
you won't be happy when you start seeing those dev builds.
Yeah. We do.
We have some funny outtakes from bugs as
Yeah,
well.
that's
We find in
true,
QA that might be, because our QA team tries to absolutely break the game by doing all kinds of random things you would never think to do.
So evil.
Yeah.
Destroy my beautiful creations.
I would like to do that. I would like to show some and dev stuff as well. We're showing people tools and how tips on how to be building things. They're doing that. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a good idea. It may take some convincing because there are some things we don't want to be showing in public as well. Naturally, keep the mystique. So yeah, no, it's a cool idea though.
There are some cracking bloopers over the years, especially from Sniper Elite 1, which we'll hopefully dig up.
Yeah,
I don't know where they've gone, but we might be able to find them for you.
Hang on, am I on the wrong side of this to now shoot?
You need to shoot the cap, don't you?
And that's on the other side.
Looks like.
But it's much nicer in the trench than out there.
Lob a grenade at it or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's see if I can remember how to throw grenades. Stick grenade. Right, so
Still not as
I'm
hard
going
as-
to left click and then right click. What?
It missed.
I'm going to left click.
It bounced off the canvas, Tim.
Okay, and then right click.
Ah, there you go.
I don't understand.
Went exactly the same place.
They're a bit bouncy.
Has this
these
been through
grenades.
QA? Oh my word. Right, I'm going to left click and then right click. Come on.
Frederick Fokker. Yeah, so there's some interesting things around.
Is that a real name?
Definitely a real name.
Isn't there a movie series based entirely around that bad pun? I bet he's happy about that.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mr.
Yeah,
Fokker.
Yes,
There you go.
I don't know if it was legal issues, but there are certain countries, I'm not just saying Germany here either, but there are certain countries and certain retailers who are, if they're selling a game and there's a lot of kids in the supermarket or wherever, they may be a bit uncomfortable with that word being so big on front of a box. Obviously there's cultural sensitivities in some countries as well around it, so it's not really a legal issue, but it was something that we decided actually would make things simpler if we removed it out of the name for Zombie Army Trilogy.
That was the first one to have a box copy, wasn't it, as well?
Well, no, there was a box copy for Nazi Zombie Army 1 in Europe, but not America.
Yeah.
But it was called Zombie Army only in Germany just from the start.
Yeah.
But then we moved to Zombie Army Trilogy because it just kept it the same name everywhere. It just made things a lot simpler, to be honest. And it didn't really lose anything.
It did
from a name.
take us an awful long time to stop calling it NZA. though.
NZA, yeah. It's just ZAT now. So
Oh, finally. Look at this.
Isn't that worth the reward, though?
It is.
Long range.
That's pretty long range. I feel pretty good about myself.
Yeah,
right
you should.
now.
You should. No, just don't blow up these trucks.
Well, I've got to blow up trucks. That's the objective.
Not when you're sat right next to
right, we're going to be wrapping up fairly soon. So
can I blow up these trucks?
yeah, go for it. I'm going to give away our last couple of prizes. So, the T-shirt.
Ooh.
That's the. So I just showed you a black bank.
Yeah.
Blank back even. Right. So this is a very rare T-shirt because it was made for an original merch company. I think this is a sample that was never made in full production. So pretty rare and pretty cool. And what do you think the hashtag should be for this? Come up with something funny really quickly.
Funny and quick.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. How about hashtag T-shirt?
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a hyphen.
Just hashtag T-shirt, no hyphen.
Oh, no
Do
hyphen. What? Keep away from the battle. Stealth is the key to success. It's good job it told me that now. Uh-oh, hello.
That'd be a tank. Tank says hi.
A little bit of a face plant there.
That's a good one.
Right. I don't think I'd be very
T-shirt
good
with a
at
hyphen.
That's good.
T-shirt. No.
No.
Okay, it's just hashtag T-shirt all in one, no hyphens. You don't have to write out hyphen as well, whoever that joker was. Sorry, our brains are gone. It's been a day of work and then live stream.
Yeah. And then having to watch me die over and over and over.
It's been fairly cathartic, really.
Right.
If you're interested in other T-shirts as well, if you go to rebellion.co.uk and go to the game store link there, obviously you can buy Steam keys of our games on the game store, but also you can buy T-shirts. So there's some really cool Sniper Elite ones. Like this one that I'm wearing, actually this is from V2, which has some of the propaganda posters that were in the game and some really nice art that, you know, people won't actually, at first look, won't know you're wearing a game's T-shirt, but actually someone asks you about it, you can tell them it's from one of my favourite games, from Sniper Elite, or V2. Got some ones from 3 as well. Zombie Army, no, Sniper Elite, not Zombie Army, Evil Genius, some other Rebellion games there too. So check that out.
Apply cheese. Yes.
Next stream, play Evil Genius. Oh, that'd be a bit slow.
3 hours in and you're still getting the first bit of your base set up.
Yeah.
Keep away from the battle. Right. Oh, hello.
Oh dear.
He's having a private moment. Yeah, no time for that on the battlefield, mate. Hello. Mission failed again.
Oh dear. I think that probably is representative of our stream in general, I would say.
Yeah. Can we play a game I'm good at next?
He's asking
Yeah.
genuinely.
Burn.
Okay, right. With that, I think we'll call it a wrap. Thank you so much, everyone, for streaming in. That was awesome. There's so many questions coming in. That was a lot of fun to answer some of those. We will be doing another stream same time next week, so please hit subscribe, or is it follow? I can't even remember. Whatever the button says underneath, that would be fantastic. Tell your friends about it, and feel free to carry on firing in some questions and stuff to Twitter, so at Rebellion or at Sniper Elite. And if you go to our website, you'll find other ways to contact us as well. So, yeah, it's awesome. Any final words from you guys?
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah,
hope,
it's been fun.
Hope you enjoyed the experience, and I can only apologise for my inability to play Sniper Elite 1.
Well, maybe see you again soon.
Yeah, and yeah.
Give us a follow.
Oh, give us a follow. That's
Yes.
I've already
Yeah, we
done
want
that.
1,000 followers.
Okay.
Yeah, 1,000 followers
by
by
8.
the time this is done.
How many people are there at the moment? If they all follow us, we'll have
6 million.
nice.
It would be nice. And give our YouTube page a subscribe as well, because we've got about 7,000 on there, so that's growing, which is nice. Anyway, so one last massive thank you to everyone who supported us with the 10 million sales for our announcement today for the 10th birthday. Oh, we couldn't be happier. It's awesome news. And thanks so much, and we'll see you guys soon.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.
Cheers.